heard screaming and shouting, and then I realized, oh my gosh, these are gunshots.
Trying to make sense of chaos.
I just said to myself, if this is the world that I live in, just take me.
Days after a deadly attack in Boulder, the pain is still raw, but compassion is shining through.
You and your children are not alone.
We're learning more about the heroic actions of officers rushing toward gunfire seconds after responding to the call.
And tonight, neighbors are united, determined to honor the Coloradans we lost and start healing together.
Good evening. Welcome to Denver7 News at 10. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Ann Trujillo, and thank you for joining us tonight. Frankly, the people of Colorado are going through a lot right now.
Monday, an attack in Boulder killed 10 of our neighbors, and 4 days later, here we are still trying to make sense of it all.
And the grief hits in many different ways, and it's going to take time to fully realize what this means for our state, our country, and each of us personally.
So tonight we're going to take a step back and take a look at what we know so far. Denver7 Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski walks us through that fateful day in Boulder.
Sir, do you understand those rights as I've explained them to you this morning? I need you to answer out loud, please.
Yes. A single word from a 21-year-old accused killer 3 days after terrorizing Colorado and this Boulder grocery store.
This is the King Soopers at Table Mesa and Broadway in Boulder, where we are getting word of an active shooter.
It certainly appears as if this person is handcuffed in the custody of these two police officers.
There's now believed to be at least 6 people dead. In the minutes that follow, we are going to tell you what we know and what we still don't know. A 3D perspective enhanced by the stories of eyewitnesses.
All of a sudden I hear some loud noises behind me.
Brett Schwartz was one of the lucky ones.
And then I heard screaming and shouting, and then I realized, oh my gosh, these are gunshots.
He got out alive, running to safety out this emergency exit at the front of the store. In the parking lot, his cell phone camera told the story.
There is currently a shooting.
Capturing the chaos.
I'm literally shaking right now. This guy's got an assault rifle. What's gonna happen here? We're going in.
It was a lot of gunfire, and it just seemed to go on for forever.
Darcy Lopez was inside the store, an employee at the cheese counter.
I thought there were like 5 shooters.
She says the shooting started at about 2:28 Monday afternoon.
The gunman had come in the door by Starbucks.
Darcy and her co-worker immediately hit the floor.
I just said to myself, if this is the world that I live in, just take me. I don't want to live in this world. And so I was just ready to die.
Boulder police made its first alert at 2:49. This tweet announcing an active shooter and advising everybody to avoid the area.
We need 911 here now. We're at King Soopers in South Boulder. Table Mesa.
This is video from outside the store, a citizen journalist live streaming. The video shows what appears to be 3 bodies, 2 outside the store and 1 inside.
Oh my God. Guys, we got people down inside King Soopers.
You can also hear gunfire inside the store.
Look, there's... Holy shit.
There was probably 30 rounds shot throughout the store.
Logan Smith worked at the Starbucks inside.
There's absolutely no place in the store to hide.
Shortly before 7 p.m., Boulder police sent out this tweet. No ongoing public threat. Person of interest in custody. That person of interest is now an accused killer. 10 people gunned down in a matter of minutes.
And now I wake up every night to, gunshots. Bow, bow, bow.
And we also know the gunman's arc of evil will forever remain in the minds of dozens who were forced to witness his terror.
As long as I keep hearing gunshots at night, I got to keep going to counseling, and I got to keep talking it out.
While the investigation continues, there are several questions that remain to be answered, but none more significant than why. What led the accused gunman to purchase an assault weapon 6 days before the shooting? Why did he select a peaceful grocery store in Boulder to unleash his bullets and his anger? We all want to know his motive for forever tarnishing another community in Colorado. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
And tonight we are learning more about the courage Boulder officers showed in the face of danger. Boulder Police Department says its officers responded to the King Soopers on Table Mesa 1 minute and 40 seconds after receiving the 911 call.
And Officer Eric Talley led a first team of officers into that store within 30 seconds of arriving. And that's when a gun battle began. Police say the gunman kept firing at officers until he was taken into custody. Officer Eric Talley was fatally shot in that attack. Another officer who fired back is now on administrative leave due to department policy. The suspect left the store in handcuffs after being shot in the leg.
Officer Talley's family is working through the pain of losing a husband and a father right now. And other law enforcement families are reaching out to let them know they are not alone. Rachel Flick's husband, Micah, was an El Paso County Sheriff's deputy. He was killed in 2018 during an undercover operation. She wrote an open letter to the wife of Officer Talley and shared some of it with us today.
Dear Mrs. Eric Talley, we haven't met yet. I'm certain one day we will, and I am sorry for that. We know almost better than anyone the knock at your door, how your world will be forever changed. You and your children are not alone.
Rachel Flick says she had support from the wives of other Colorado officers who made the ultimate sacrifice, and she says now it's her turn to pay it forward.
Officer Talley's funeral is Tuesday at Flatirons Community Church in Lafayette. And organizers are encouraging you to pay your respects by watching online. And our coverage begins at 4:30 a.m. At 10 o'clock, we'll have special coverage of the procession, and that's followed by the memorial service at 11. You can catch all of it right here on Denver7, online, or on your Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, or Android TV.
And tomorrow, people will gather in Boulder to honor all the Coloradans killed in Monday's attack. The city is asking people to step outside at 8 p.m. and take 10 slow breaths, followed by 10 minutes of silence, each breath and each minute representing one life lost. The city says it wants to create space for grieving, even when traditional gatherings are not possible.
Today, investigators gave us a little better sense of how that suspected shooter armed himself for the attack. Investigators say he had 2 guns, a semi-automatic pistol, which looked like a rifle, and a handgun. They don't think the handgun was used. Police say he legally purchased that semi-automatic pistol at a store in Arvada. Right now, the FBI and CBI are doing a deep dive into his background. The DA says they have no new information to share tonight about the motive.
We have some breaking news right now. There's a live look right now in Lakewood where police say they are trying to detain a wanted person who's armed and barricaded at a Quality Inn. So right now they're asking you to avoid the area of 6th Avenue and Sims while they work on this situation. Police say they believe the wanted person fired a shot at officers when they tried to serve a warrant. Now tonight, Inglewood police are asking people to be on the lookout after a series of explosive devices were found in public areas. Just after 1 p.m. today, police responded to a suspicious device at Union and South Bannock. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Bomb Squad removed it and determined it was an explosive. And police say they have found 3 devices since January west of Broadway and south of Oxford. So we will continue to follow up with Inglewood police. And in the meantime, if you find something suspicious, police say just leave it alone and call 911.
In the battle to contain the coronavirus, a lot of hope and a note of caution today.
The CDC says we hit a record high number of daily vaccine doses. It reported more than 3.3 million doses went into arms yesterday. But across the nation, case numbers and hospital admissions are beginning to rise again. And it's prompting a warning from the CDC director that we need to control things now to prevent another surge.
As for Colorado, things pretty much holding steady tonight. Our new daily case numbers have been stable more or less since January, but they are about 3 to 4 times higher than last summer. As for hospital beds in use tonight, that's down to 361, way down from our nearly 2,000 peak we saw in December. And maybe best of all, more than 1 in 4 Coloradans now has gotten at least 1 dose of the vaccine. Long way to go, but we are making steady progress to end this pandemic.
The pandemic has certainly put a major strain on restaurants, but through all the hardships, Coloradans are kind.
Denver7 CB Cotton caught up with a pizza place ready to share a slice of its profits with a competitor this weekend.
Friday night rush here at Granelli's Pizzeria in Castle Rock means everyone's pitching in.
Somebody come grab large pans, please.
To keep pans in the oven,
cheesy garlic bread,
and fresh pizza pies on the table.
Pizza is just one of those things that everybody likes it. Some to different toppings, no toppings at all. got a pepperoni sausage, ham, sweet peppers, and mushrooms, and then we have our Chicago hot dogs. All of our stuff is very high quality.
But the best topping for Granelli's Pizzeria would be the kindness from the owners here at 212 Pizza, their competitors.
So we donated about 80 pounds of mushrooms, about 90 pounds of romaine, red peppers, tomatoes, and we do all organic produce too.
Produce donated to Granelli's Pizzeria.
I was blown away that she was willing to give produce to us and just give it away for free.
They use the similar ingredients to us, so we knew that they would be able to take it.
Ingredients that otherwise would have been wasted. 212 Pizza Company had an employee test positive for COVID-19 this week. Out of an abundance of precaution, the restaurant decided to close for 10 days.
Just for the safety of our community, for the other team members, it's just kind of a scary illness, and it wasn't required. It was something that we optionally did just to protect our community and our guests.
Their donation to Granelli's, optional too. So Granelli's wanted to return the favor.
Today and tomorrow, 25% of our sales is going to go back to helping 212 Pizzeria out to make sure that they stay open.
We were amazed and humbled and everything that you could be, because it was a complete surprise.
Proof that when everyone pitches in, you keep pies in the oven and hardworking families in business.
We know that we have each other's support.
We're all trying to find our way in this world, and we're trying to make the best out of our situations.
With photojournalist Will Peterson.
Actually, that's our Granelli's pizza order right now, coming to our house.
I'm CB Cotton, Denver7.
Really can't shield your child forever.
At the end of a difficult week, parents are facing tough conversations.
For me, it's teaching the value of life.
How to start that process and talk about tragedy with your children.
And gone but not forgotten. A 360 take on the transformative power of our tributes.
Lots of sunshine up in the mountains for skiing or boarding, but what about here for the Front Range? I'll have your weekend forecast coming up.